So you're getting ready for a technical behavioral interview. That's great. Let me point you toward the first thing you should do as you prepare. There are 2 questions that you absolutely must nail in any technical behavioral interview. And in this video, I will tell you what they are and why they're so important. Hey, I'm Austin. I'm a former hiring committee chair and senior engineering manager at Meta. And I'm here to help us all level the playing field when it comes to technical behavioral interviews. The 2 most important questions in any technical behavioral interview happen right at the beginning. It's tell me about yourself and tell me about your favorite project. These 2 questions set the stage for the rest of the interview. They really give you a chance to talk about and highlight what's most important about your career and showcase how you can be successful in the organization that you're applying for, which is really the whole idea behind the interview. The rest of the interview might be completely directed by the interviewer. They ask the questions and you're sort of stuck answering them. So this is your chance to direct the interview towards places in your career where you demonstrated the strongest behaviors. If you're interested in preparing for the rest of the behavioral interview, then make sure you sign up for my newsletter. The link is down in the description. And when you sign up, you'll get a PDF with the list of signal areas that I used in my more than 500 interviews at Meta, as well as a sample set of questions that I would start each interview with. Great, let's briefly touch on these 2 questions. The point of the interviewer asking, tell me about yourself, is to have a sort of soft introduction to the interview to get you going, talking about something that you're familiar with, but it's your opportunity to give the interviewer a sense of where your career has gone and to also point them towards what you want to talk about in the rest of the interview. So when you respond to this question, in addition to providing some sort of high-level overview of your career, like you're a front-end developer, you're a back-end developer, you also want to highlight the projects you want to talk about later. And not just that, but you want to provide them a preview of the most interesting parts and the most significant contributions inside of those projects. Okay, here's some tips. Aim for about 2 minutes in length. Be sure to include business context or real-world results that the projects you worked on delivered, things like additional revenue or improved performance or whatever was the point of the project. And then finally, make sure you include a little bit about the technologies that you use, but avoid this sort of laundry list or skill soup full of every possible technology that you worked on during that project. Okay, to get you started here, I provided a ChatGPT prompt down in the description. You can use that prompt to give you some feedback on your tell me about yourself answer. Try it out, let me know in the comments how it works out. Okay, let's talk about the second question. This is often the second question in the interview, which is tell me about your favorite project or one of its related cousins, like tell me about your most impactful project or tell me about the project that you're most proud of. There's a lot to say about picking the project for this part of the interview. And I'm working on a little worksheet that should be able to help you. If you're interested in that, then make sure that you subscribe and hit that bell icon so you get notified about future videos on the channel. But the short version goes something like this. Pick the project that had the largest business impact, the largest complexity. Sometimes you can measure that in terms of duration, but also highlights the unique contributions that you made. And when you talk about it, try to convey the complexity of the project that you worked on. And so signpost to the interviewer some interesting places that you'd want to dive in follow-up questions. So when I work with mentees on this particular question, usually the projects they're working on are more complex than they initially described them. So they may not mention all the moving parts that they were involved with, the ideation, the planning, the approvals, architecture reviews. Make sure that you do things like indicate where the technical difficulties were or the level of testing that was involved or whether you had some sort of special multi-stage rollout approach or whether you were involved in any follow-up actions. Make sure that you highlight places where you demonstrated behaviors related to important signal areas in behavioral interviewers like conflict resolution, perseverance, initiative, and then the values of the company that you're applying for. And so again, if you want a list of some of these signal areas, make sure you sign up for the newsletter. The link is down in the description. Now, depending on the level of experience that you have and how you showcase your skills, this favorite project portion could be about the same length, like about 2 minutes as you tell me about yourself. Or if you have more to say and you just practice a little bit, you can get it even up to like 5 or 7 minutes. All right, I tried to make that quick. These 2 questions have the power to steer your interview in the direction that plays to your strengths. And unlike preparing for other behavioral interview questions, you're definitely going to get these 2, so it's really worth your time. If you found this video helpful and you want to get more tech interview prep videos, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you want to hear more about prepping for technical behavioral interviews, or maybe you have a specific question that you want to ask, I'd really love to hear from you. Go ahead and leave a comment down below and we'll help you get prepared and be confident for your technical interviews. All right, thanks and see you next time.